So we're gonna see how this goes, filming wise. Hey folks, I'm Rachel, aka the Junie Bird, and this is my friend Kathy.
Hi.
Yay! So we're here at VidCon, and this is still like day one of VidCon.
It certainly is.
We just had like the exact same schedule, almost. For the first day of VidCon. A lot of it was like women on YouTube discussion panel thing, which was really intense.
Yes.
Yeah. Which we're going to talk about on Kathy's channel.
Yep. So check that out in the links in the doobly-doo.
Yep. And then, but this morning we were at the FemTube meetup, and the FemTube meetup we talked about like what some of the harder parts of making videos are and how we deal with them. So we were sitting at different tables, so we got different perspectives.
Which is great, because then you just share, and you're like, hey, I learned about this.
Yeah.
That's great. So we had the question of, like, what's one of the things that has been a problem and maybe some potential solutions, and a really big one that we had at our table was motivation, because it can, even though you want to do the thing because you enjoy doing the thing, actually getting yourself to do it is kind of the hardest part. Once it's started, it's hard to stop, which is great. And we came up with kind of needing somebody to be accountable to who isn't ourselves, and that's kind of brought up the idea of like, how do we find out if we can have an accountability group? Like, it seems really hard to insert yourself into a large community and feel like you're going to get support immediately, and kind of figuring out if we can maybe just come up with a way to build on community to find the people that are going to be the best for us for something like an accountability. So we felt like it was huge to start by commenting on other people's videos. Find videos of people you like, start commenting. Don't expect anything back. That's not what you're there for. You're there to talk about whatever they've talked about in their video. And once you've built kind of a rapport, if it's somebody who you think would be beneficial to work with, reaching out to them and talking to them about maybe having some form of support group, or even just finding an existing like large community and seeing if anybody in that community wants something similar and would work with just forming a tighter knit group to get shit done, basically.
And it's really interesting because we like talked about that, and then we went to another like chat where we talked about how like reaching out to collaborators, and how like if you are the person reaching out, you are the one who has the burden of coming up with an idea. Yeah,
definitely. Like, you need to come to somebody with an idea. Or at least know them really, really well, so when you sit down and do something like this, you can figure out a collab in under an hour, and then just start doing it.
Because as I'm saying this, I'm like, I'm a really terrible person, because I reached out to you, and then
That's okay. I knew I wanted to work with you too, so it was just a matter of us figuring out what we wanted to talk about, because we both make such content where we just basically talk about whatever we feel like talking about at the time. I mean, I do my weekly wrap-ups on top of that, but basically, like, I don't want to ever be put in a box, and I just want to talk about what I want to talk about at the time. And when you do content like that, it is hard to come up with something that's going to be relevant like 3 weeks ahead of time when you ask me, hey, should we make some time? What does your schedule look like?
That's something that my group at the FemTube meetup talked about, was the importance of finding people, and like your people, whether that be like people to collab with, or if it's just like friends on the internet,
just some form of support.
Because especially like I feel like a lot of people make videos but don't like are really nervous to share it with their real life friends and family. I know I don't really share. Like, a lot of people in my life know that I have a YouTube channel, but I don't really share my videos on Facebook or anything like that.
It took me a really long time before I was like, so people on Facebook, I make videos, and I'm gonna start sharing them on here. Does anyone like care about this in a negative way? And everybody's like, just do it.
Do
like,
if
it somehow becomes annoying, we can hide you from our timeline, or like just not look at them. Like, it's that easy.
That's interesting.
And like, I've never had somebody be
interesting.
like, you post too much about your YouTube stuff. Like, literally, I just post, hey, I made another video this week. Here it is. I don't know if anybody, like, maybe 12 people watch my videos.
Now you're making me curious about putting some of my videos up on Facebook.
Yeah, because I feel like if people are interested, they're going to click on it, and if they're not even gonna, they're just gonna scroll by it. Like, you scroll by anything else that doesn't interest you immediately.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting idea that, like, we separate our lives so much.
Yep.
Like, I have my internet friends and my church friends, and then some of my like real life friends from school or whatever. It's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah,
like,
different circles, just because they seem to be contained in different interests, I guess.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, no, I don't know why. It really depends on, like, if those aspects of your life, because I assume you only have the one. If those aspects of your life are very different from each other. Like, for instance, you don't usually talk about church on the internet. Like, I know you've made videos where you
I do
discuss
sometimes.
it, but that's not what you talk about all the time. Right. So maybe it's because you feel connected to people at church because you're at church, and what you make on the internet might not be relevant to them, and that's why you don't really talk to them about it.
Right.
Because it's not about church, and that's the filter you put on those people.
It's a separation.
Yeah. Separation of church and YouTube.
And is it a good thing?
It depends. I mean, I feel like it comes down to an individual person basis. Like, if you can get to know somebody and kind of mention that you do this thing, like, you kind of get a feel for whether or not they're going to care, to be honest. So I feel like it does feel really easy to separate people out based on the broad categories of how you know them and that type of thing, and then once you've taken like a person from that category and gotten to know them, you will be able to suss out whether or not they will be at all interested in this other part of your life. Yeah.
I do that sometimes. I just think I think it might be time that I start doing it more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, start sussing people out and figuring out whether or not...
As this is my channel, we will find out together.
Yeah. I'll watch the process of it from my house on the internet.
Kathy Treadhart, everybody.
Yay, me!
I feel like I am the most comfortable I have been all day.
Oh, good.
Like, just sitting down and, like, chatting in general, but, like, sitting down and not having to think about moving for a little while is really nice.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Yeah, so I will be linking down to Kathy's channel and the video that we made on her channel, all that good stuff. Probably, like, about now. It'll just, like, pop up in front of our faces or something.
Yeah.
And I hope you get a chance to do something that you love today.
I certainly have.
And I don't know when this video is going up, but thank you for watching, and yeah.
Goodbye.